Sheyda and I went away a couple weekends ago to Virginia Beach, and I feel like we were first of all, we really bonded. We had a naked shower, first of all. A drunken naked shower.
I've had a naked shower with Sheyda before too.
Okay, we've all been in the shower naked together. Let's us not forget. Okay. But I feel like there was a couple things, and I feel like I remember telling you something. It was basically like, Sheyda, stop trying to be relatable. Do you remember that?
I think so.
I go, Sheyda, I just feel like you should lean into the fact that you're like not relatable in a lot of ways. And you like literally were like, what do you mean? And I was like, Sheyda, you went to Africa.
Yeah, it's insulting when she tries to be relatable.
Sometimes you try to be relatable and I go, what do you even like?
Yeah.
Just lean into who you are, baby.
Yeah.
And what you got, baby.
Yeah. Because you want to know what? We're relatable. You're aspirational.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh
we're
my
like,
God.
yeah, I went to Disney with my family growing up and we drove there.
Correct.
Sheyda's like, yeah, well, my family went on vacation too to Africa and I did a ayahuasca trip.
Yeah, and also Usher baby was there.
Yeah.
and also like
I ate coke off Miley's ass.
Exactly.
And I'm like, okay, that's not even close to what I said, but I love that story.
Exactly.
Just don't compare it to mine.
I know, but then sometimes she'll be like, but like, it was pretty normal and I lived in a trailer for like on the year and then I waitress and I'm like, bitch. So anyway, what else did I say? I said something else to you. I can't remember what it was.
Just lean into being aspirational.
I need you to remember it because I didn't remember it until just now. What did you say? My little villain.
Summer's really good at delivering tough news nicely, I think.
But it has to be the right moment.
The right moment. She's also really good at knowing
I'm pretty sure this was when we were both butt naked in the shower.
Yeah, it totally was, Sheyda.
She's like double shampooing and she's like, and also just like quit being so fucking relatable. Like you're not.
Yeah, quit trying to get along with all of us.
Yeah. Bitch, just lean into who you are and what you got.
You have to remember the other thing.
Oh, what was it? Sheyda, this is going to annoy the shit out of me.
It'll come to you.
It'll come to me.
It'll come
but
to you.
We are doing the villain edit today. Do you want to roll us in?
Welcome back to the And Also podcast with your hosts, Sheyda Fasari, Madeline Guiney, and Summer Dean. So grab a drink and get cozy. You have now entered the group chat.
I will roll this in. I think as a friend group, we often get the villain edit.
Yes.
We do. There, particularly after the John and Claire episode, there was like a Reddit started about us. They were talking about us on TikTok, on whatever little social media platform they could find, and they were saying nasty little things. And it's not the first time. It's not the last time. And it happens more often than not. What is happening?
My mic is like, I think like my mic was set up and it was like when I was on my knees, and now it's like,
wait, hold on.
Like this in my face because I'm not on my knees anymore. But I don't want to be on my knees because they make my legs look big.
So sorry.
It's just like a whole.
I'm
on my knees.
We're off to a great start. Okay, and now back to the villain.
Yeah. Sheyda's the villain.
Anywho. We are often, as a friend group, given the villain edit, and we do it to ourselves. I think we get ourselves in trouble. We signed up to have a podcast. This is something, we are in here doing do not pass go or allowing the things to be out here on screen, and we know that it's going to get us in trouble, and we choose to let it fly. And in life, oftentimes, more often than not, myself is often painted the villain, and it's something I think I have thought about a lot because it's an edit I get or a title I get. And I think it is something Madeline struggled with recently because now she's on a podcast with two big mouths over here. And and I think that it's an interesting title you get oftentimes when you are a woman who is opinionated. And when you are not afraid to share that opinion, often the things that you are saying, whether or not they are true, gets you labeled evil. And I think it's a very interesting thing to think about because is the truth that I'm a villain or is the truth that you are fragile or unwilling to hear from someone like me?
And ain't that the question? Mm-hmm. And ain't that the question?
And you know what? Maybe it's both.
Well,
Yeah.
I would say like, okay, this is my experience with truth tellers, which I think we've known each other for so long now. I've known you guys since 2014. I can honestly say that it took me, I feel like, a long time to feel comfortable around hearing your truths that you would say or the way that you would deliver things, because I didn't have many people in my life growing up that were like so to the point. And I do think that it can be a hard thing to digest. However, what you have to understand with people that are truth tellers or quote unquote like the villain edits in your life is that there's always, at least with you, there's a good intent behind it. Like it's never like Sheyda, I have never ever felt like you were ever punching down on anybody.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? You have never been mean or mean-spirited to somebody that didn't deserve it.
I was just gonna say undeserving.
Thank you.
You say hard things. I think there are definitely things that are your own opinion that you stand by, but there's never been a moment that it's been like, you've said something to me where it's like, you want me to feel bad. Your delivery may not be something that I'm willing to hear at the time, but it is one of those things. And so that's what I'll say about that. I do think that there's, I don't think I was always comfortable around people that were so
blunt
about that kind of truth. And you know what's so funny? I think in my friend group from home, I'm a little bit more honest with them. I would consider myself the truth teller.
Yeah.
So I do think everybody kind of has like different dynamics and they fall in different places with whatever their like friend group might be, which I think is also kind of an interesting.
I couldn't agree more. It's so funny. Like I have some of my childhood friends listen and they're like, you're so quiet on your podcast sometimes. Or like, you're so like, it's interesting to see you with two other big people that are like as blunt as you. And I feel like in this friend group, Sheyda thinks I'm soft.
Compared to me?
Yes. I think I just take a different approach.
Compared to me.
Compared to Sheyda.
Okay, so who's the villain in the friend group? Everybody point at the person that they think is the friend group. 3, 2, 1. Sheyda.
Corey just pointed at me too.
Oh. Okay, just for the listeners, everybody pointed at Sheyda.
And it's so funny too, because when we did get called out on Reddit for something actually unrelated to the podcast, the comment that was made about our friend group was they're all a bunch of they're the mean girl friend group in Nashville, and the meanest of them all is Sheyda. And you know what? That title doesn't actually bug me.
Yeah, I actually think it invigorates you a little bit.
It invigorates me.
Yeah.
It gets me going, because the truth is, people who actually view me that way don't understand me at all. And those people are not meant for me, because thank you for Summer saying, I don't punch down, and I do not. I only ever say things to try to make someone better. Like, I don't think I'm out here being like, let's all make fun of Summer. This is what I think about Summer's personality. It's like, hey, this is something I've observed about you, Summer, for the last 3 months. That's not you. You got to fix that. And maybe she's like, fuck you for saying that to me that way. Like, I wasn't prepared for that.
And I have said that.
Yes, she has.
In nicer terms, actually. It was
she looked me dead. She looked me dead in the eye. It was months later, and she goes, "I hated you that entire month." And I said, "That's fine." I knew that I was gonna. I oftentimes I say things to my friends, knowing that they won't like me for a while, and that's okay.
But I think it's also nice that you are confident enough in your relationships to say those things and be okay with like, it might be a while until they come back around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I do think that is nice in our relationships, that we're that comfortable with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Because I know that at the end of the day, I love you to the moon and back.
Correct.
Period. End of story. No other interpretation.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say is...
What she will say is...
What I will say is, sometimes you, in fact, are the villain.
Not I.
Yeah.
When? Name a time.
She's so nervous. Now, I'm just, none of us are perfect people. Can any of us remember a time when we were truly the villain, or a good story in which we were the villain in someone else's story that maybe was undeserving, but it's a good story? I want to hear some good tea. I have a good one. I'm ready if you need me to, but if you guys have some ones I'd love to hear as well.
This is the one time I feel like before, in maybe early stages of our friendship, where I'm pretty good at controlling my emotions, my anger, I think. My sadness and hurt, not so much. But I don't think I snap at you guys in the way that I snap at my family. I think I get more like cold and like silent. But there was one time in college, very drunk, I got kicked out of a bar for, I don't know what the reason was. And this is so random. And my friends were like, oh, perfect. You got kicked out. Let's all go home. And I was like, I was mad. I think I was just like drunk and embarrassed that I got kicked out. And I felt like them saying like, let's just all go home. They were like pitying me, and it like enraged me. And I was like, fuck you. Stop following me. I'm getting an Uber home. You all suck. Stay inside. Fuck you. And I kept saying fuck you to them.
I remember this actually.
Never said that to them, and I've never said it again. I'd never said it before, and I've never said it since. But I just remember being like, what was that? Why was I so mad? And then the next day, they did take a long time to text me back. And I was like, hello, good morning.
You're like nervous.
Yeah.
You're nervous.
And they were like, that was unacceptable. And I was like, yeah, it was.
I will tag on to that and say that there was a very long period of time that I was a very mean drunk.
Oh, yep.
And that was mean-spirited. And that was mean-spirited. And that's why when I didn't drink when I moved here for a couple of years. Because I was like, this is not a way to make friends. Like, this is not a way to keep friends. This is not a way to make friends. And I don't like waking up and feeling like everybody's scared of me and that I've said a lot of things I don't understand and I regret.
You regretted the things you said?
Not at the moment.
Yeah.
Not at the moment.
Yeah. Because in the morning, I felt like you would wake up and be like, yeah. Who's got a problem with that?
Honestly, good for her. I wish I kept some of that energy.
Same.
I would have been so much happier if I had kept some of that energy.
Yeah. You just have to move through with confidence.
Genuinely, I think that's a lot of it.
Yeah.
You just gotta keep looking forward. The thing I adopted at the time was that person isn't even me. Like, and it truly was a different animal. Like, people would describe to me the things that I was saying and doing, and I was like, that is just. It's so far fetched for you to say this about me. I don't even know.
Yeah.
And now that's not. You don't meet her anymore.
Very no, never.
No, you haven't seen her in a decade.
My villain edit, I can whittle down to probably two themes. One is the pick me theme, which is where it kind of is like I just like wasn't a good friend, and I was constantly doing things for men's approval, constantly. And like, I know that we have so many moments, you guys, where it's like, I mean, on the low spectrum of it, it's like dragging every single friend to a certain bar because one guy is gonna be there.
I support that though.
But almost like curating it in a way where I like was still like, no, it's not for that reason. But like it really was for that reason, to outwardly doing things that like were just not kind to my friends for men's approval. But then there's this other villain edit. Guys, I have to tell you a story.
Oh no.
And this is a jealousy towards women, like evil edit. And this goes back to like being very young. So I would love to chalk it up to just being very immature. So there was this girl in my hometown. She was a couple years younger than me. And I remember, guys, this goes back to middle school. I was like in 8th grade and she was in like 6th grade, okay? And people used to say that like we looked alike. But when I tell you this girl was like, I was like the before picture, she's like the after picture. She was taller, blue-eyed, bigger lipped, like just
beautiful.
Like me face-apped is this girl, okay? And this is like so, but like I know this is relatable, but it's like it's hard to like say. But I just remember like being so just like mean, like, or mean-spirited, like in a way that like is obviously so embarrassing now, and just like you know, you're just so young and you're like, oh, like, I can't even remember like what was said or whatever, but I just know it like was super unkind and like she didn't deserve that, you know, like she doesn't deserve that. And like, she's a listener of the pod now. No. She is. Things have come around, like, like love her, like support everything she's doing, like one of those things. But when I think of my own villain edit, it literally can be whittled down to undue jealousy towards other women that obviously are stunning and beautiful, and pick me towards men. Those are my villain.
So these are all our deserved villain eras.
Yes.
I would like
villain eras.
to edit mine as well. I was a bully in high school as well.
Damn, girl. Yeah. Lay it on us.
Yeah, no, I think it was very much like I was bullied violently as a child by my brothers, and it was kind of the only like defense mechanism I knew to like put out to other people. And I think I just was in a spot where I felt like I had a little bit of power in my small all-girls Catholic high school. And I think I just was like on a rampage. Yeah. And I just was cruel to people that didn't need to be like mean to. Yeah. And now I look back and I'm like, what was I doing? You know what I mean?
It goes back to hurt people.
No, literally. Like my brain wasn't developed.
No, I know.
My brain wasn't
I know.
Like, I don't know if I would be friends, like if we would be friends today, but I definitely did not need to be like, so I don't even know the word. Like, I don't think cruel is the word, but I think it was like cold and like dismissive to people that did not deserve it. So if we went to high school together, I love you. I'm very sorry. And I apologize.
No, honestly, I apologize.
Yeah.
I've ever heard.
That was not me. Like,
I don't apologize.
Yeah. No, but like sometimes I feel like Sheyda is like pretty fair with her harshness. Like I think mine came probably, like you said, more from an insecurity of whatever I was going through, and was unjustly cruel to people that were just like maybe annoying to me. And I'm like, now you've sent me down a path where I'm going to be mean to you because you've annoyed me. And that's like not a rational thought, you know? So
now, do you feel like there have been times in your life where you received like an aggressive villain edit that you truly did not deserve? Like in a breakup, like you found out someone was talking about you or told a story in a way that made you look like the bad guy, or maybe a fight with a friend, it came back around and you found out that she was spreading a completely different tale. I've got one of those.
Nobody sounds like you got one in your pocket.
I do have one in my pocket.
Yeah, why don't you lead us off? I have one in mind, but why don't you lead us off, Sheyda?
So my villain edit that I'll give everyone today, I'm going to keep it anonymous with names and stuff. We all had a friend that was very much integrated in our group, and they had been around for 7 years, a long time, considered a close friend, had gone on trips together, all kinds of things. And they had been dealt struggles. I don't want to speak on them, but they had gone through trauma and things that they were trying to work out of, and they were working out of. But she and I were not similar, but we're on similar paths, both musicians, both like the dark hair girly in the group, both just like on paper, you could write it out and I think could feel that they were similar things. But in my opinion, we're very, very different. I think, and I don't know this for a fact, but now looking back, I think that maybe she felt there was some level of competition happening, which was not the fact for me. Everything that I ever had in the music industry or ever found, I always turned over to her, introduced her to who I knew, tried to be as sharing and as giving as I possibly could. Now, me walking into the last year of our friendship, I'm thinking total open roads both ways. Nothing but giving and kindness and peace and loving friendship. That
a healthy friendship.
Yeah, a healthy friendship. That's what I thought I was dealing with. So I just wanted to give all that background before I enter into our last year of friendship. So January, was it? We went to an event, and I was flirting with a guy at the event. She showed up nearly 2 hours late to the event. I pointed out the guy I was flirting with. Her demeanor completely changed. And she spent the rest of the night talking to the guy that I had just told her I had spent like 2 hours talking to. And I had responsibilities, I guess you could say, at that event. Like I was helping out a friend and was in one specific place all night long. And I was watching the entire night as she was following this man around. And that was really hurtful to me. The man's not important, because at that point, if you're, you know what I mean? Like if he would prefer that person, that's that.
I would also like to clarify, we've always been very clear in our friend group, like if someone's interested in someone, it's like pause off.
Yes.
But I also think that we've addressed, like, if for some odd reason, the one random man I've decided I'm interested in, if you have an instant connection with him and you think this person's your husband, like you're like willing to say, like, I actually think this is something very serious. I know you had a crush on him, but like, this is something really serious between us. That's a whole other conversation. But like, I think we've all been very open about that.
Yes.
So if anyone has a connection with Nick,
and
let me know.
also like that person and I had been vibing all night long, and he had been very flirtatious with me. He literally was getting me a drink when she showed up, and like she went from like rushed in, like asking a bunch of questions, sees him, and all of a sudden her tits are out, posture up, tits out and high, and I was like, that's strange. So. Then like a couple weeks pass after this thing, and I legitimately texted her that night, and I was like, I can see you chase. I was watching. I was in an elevated position, and I watched her all night long follow this man around through a crowd at this event. And then fast forward a couple weeks later, I hear from a friend that she's saying that this man is DMing her. He's also DMing me, and I'm like, why wouldn't you say that to me? That's very strange. She finally calls and tells me, but she's like, but I'm not interested in him. I'm going to tell him that you're interested in him. And I was like, don't involve me in anything. Like, if this isn't what you're interested in, then you shouldn't be talking to him, period. Please don't involve me in any conversation you're having with him. Leave me alone and leave me out of this. And
because that's sabotage. In girl world, that is sabotage. To be like, oh, sorry, I don't like you, but my friend does. That's exact, like, you know what I mean?
And that night, he stopped talking to me. So I'm like, you did something weird. I don't know what you said. I don't know what you did, but it was weird. Anyways, but to me, I'm like, that's my friend of 7 years. Like, this was a strange situation. I didn't like it at all. I'm going to tell her I didn't like it, and we're going to move on from the situation. The man's not important at this point to me, right? Like a man who's talking to two friends, like that's a strange thing to do anyway. So I'm like, whatever. So then fast forward to, was the next thing that happened
the dinner.
Easter? This is, Easter dinner.
Do you think Sheyda could pass that to me?
Sorry guys, we're passing around champagne. So then fast forward, that was like February, March. April comes around, it's Easter Sunday. She had come to me and said that she was going to spend X amount of dollars on these lasers and all this stuff to start doing skincare. I am like the self-appointed skincare person in our friend group, like aesthetics person that you come to talk to about Botox and filler and a skincare routine and medical grade versus whatever. And I'm like, okay, let's back up for a second. Let's spend way less money. Let's do these things and let's check back in a couple months. That same day, our other friend had asked me a question about skincare. So that had been in my head ruminating all day long. She and I at the time had the same job. I worked more hours than her. Just to clarify before this conversation before I share the conversation. We're sitting at dinner. I announced because both of the females who asked me about skincare are sitting at dinner. The person who also had asked me about skincare, who wasn't the girl who I had, we'll call her, what should we call her?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Did we just say Lindsay?
So we're going to go ahead and call the girl I've been discussing this whole time, Lindsay.
Yeah.
So Lindsay and the other female are at dinner, at the Easter dinner. We had been out all day together. We had gone to see our friend play live, but most of us had tapered off with the drinking. and we're sober at dinner. And the other person had mentioned the skincare question she had asked me. And I said, okay, everyone at the table, I'm just going to announce this now. If you are this age, you should start considering medical grade skincare if anti-aging is a thing for you. And if you need help, come to me, I will help you. And from the corner of the table where Lindsay was sitting, she said, you know, some of us have to work for the things that we need and save for the things that we want. And I was like, what did you just say to me? And she goes, you heard me.
Every time I hear this story, I'm like, ah!
I know, it makes my stomach turn.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I do not do well with that sort of behavior. And I also had been so kind to this person and so giving without expecting anything in reciprocation. And I was so confused about this statement, and it came from so left field that I was like, what the absolute fuck are you talking about? And I came over the table and I got in her face and I just said, I will never forget this moment. I will never forget the truth that you believe about me. And I suggest you never speak about me like that again, a day in your life. And get her. Unfortunately, there was some more back and forth, and I just had to stop the conversation.
Do you remember what the back and forth was? I'm chomping.
Me either. Yeah, I actually don't. That was the last. Like, I didn't remember anything after that.
I'm like, my stomach is in knots because I forgot about the story.
I'm fired up.
So I said to her, I understand the worth of $1. I think you forget the things that I've chosen to do in my life and the things that I've done in my life. I was like, I've lived this way. I've lived that way. And she goes, oh, really?
She said it like that?
Yeah. She goes, oh, really? Have you? And that's when I got, unfortunately, much closer to her face. Because I was just over the table and pointing my finger in her face, and then my face was in her face, and I said a lot of other things.
What were people doing around?
It was dead silent.
How many people were around?
There was like 8 or 9 people at dinner.
Men and
who
women?
else was there?
It was all
like
women
Kelly.
and Kyle.
And everybody was silent, huh?
It was all women and Kyle. And so I sat back down after that, and then she sat silently in the corner, and then her behavior changed a little bit, and I realized that she was hammered. Like, said that she had an Uber, and then we realized that she was ordering a fake Uber on a dead phone. And
what?
Yeah, and then we had
Calculators open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be here in 12 minutes. She just typed in 12.
And so she leaves. We get her an Uber home. She leaves. She misses work the next day, which again, we're at the same work. She's telling everyone she has food poisoning. She calls me. She apologizes with a caveat. She blames other things that she's gone through in her life for what she said and how she behaved. And I just was like, you know what? You're forgiven. The bigger issue here is I think there's like a separate problem you need to address, like with the drinking and with how you ended up that night, like whatever. We move on from that. So now we've got strike 2, right? So you've said something bad about me. There was a small betrayal, and I'm not really happy with you. Fast forward, one of our friends is at a gathering with a couple other girls, and one of the girls there says to my friend, my dear friend, hey, it's so crazy that Sheyda's okay with Lindsay talking to so-and-so and that she's cool that they're dating. And my dear friend was like, whatever do you mean? Because she was naming the guy from months ago that we had met at the event. Comes to light that Lindsay has been telling all of our extended friend group that a guy that I wanted didn't want me and wanted her more, and they were dating, and that she was going to have to tell me about it.
What the fuck? I'm sorry. That is like, you just to pause really quick.
Please.
That is her going, he wanted me.
Yes.
Unfortunately, after the refresher on this case, and I said it back then as well, she just didn't like you.
Oh,
And we've obviously discussed this
That's what
at
I-
length.
yeah.
But like, she did not like you. She was very jealous of you.
So jealous.
It's so crazy that she got so deep into a friendship with you while harboring these feelings.
So I, of course, at this point, I'm kind of like, that was a strike 3 for me. And I was like, I'm pretty much done. I'm like, I don't even bother. Like, to me, I'm like, I'm not even going to bother to address this with this person. This is so far-fetched from the truth and the reality of what happened. And this is so silly. Like, I don't know why she's walking around saying this to this group of women, because these group of women like me and love me and are my friends. And of course, would turn around and say, hey, what the fuck is this? And I clarified with everybody involved that wasn't her. And I was like, and I don't need to do this any further. I'm good. I'm good off of all this.
Well, speaking of truth, do you want to talk about the other things that they found out, or is that too much?
That's coming next.
Okay.
So then fast forward another month, because I haven't addressed this with her. So now she's like, I guess maybe talking to this guy, maybe not. We don't know. I'm at a girls' trip. And all of these women are women who knew about this behavior that Lindsay had displayed. And she gets brought up. And it comes to light in a conversation that she had been saying things about all of us separately. Like, she would go to one person and say bad things about this one and that one and the other, and then go to the next person and then say bad things about the person she had just said bad things about everybody else to, which was disheartening for every one of the girls involved to hear. And then, as we're having this conversation and we're trying to figure out where this is all stemming from, what's going on, we're kind of analyzing behavior. One of my girlfriends brings up the fact that she acted weird about another guy that Lindsay and that girl's sister had both been speaking to. Lindsay had been spoken to that person years before, and then that guy liked the younger sister of the girlfriend who was on the trip with us. And she was like, well, someone's, this guy, we'll call him Ted. Ted liked my little sister, and it really upset Lindsay. And Lindsay, was so mad. And one of the other girls in the group goes, well, who's Ted? And both that girl and I go, you know Ted. You and your husband went on a trip with Lindsay and Ted when they were together for a weekend. And she goes, no, no, we didn't. This girl made up an entire weekend.
I wish I was that delusional.
Oh my God, no, that right? Like, how could you just make up an entire trip? But it probably just gets away from you.
The lies genuinely get away from you.
And to the point that I was like, thank God she also was there when Lindsay told this story, because I was like, I must be wrong. And she was like, no, I was there when Lindsay said it. And so the other girl in the group was like, this is simply crazy.
Pathological.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I walk away from that trip and I'm like, I'm well and truly I'm tired. I'm not addressing things with this person. Unfortunately, my friends do love me. And so one of our girlfriends saw her out at an event and I guess addressed the situation with her.
Wait, who?
That has to be cut. Yep. Don't put her name in there. But address the situation with her. And she was trying to defend herself and was saying, she was like, look, this is, she turned her phone around so that she could see and was scrolling through all these written out texts and responses between her and the old guy, because she's still focusing on the fact that it's about the guy or whatever. Which is not. If you're a girl's girl, it's not about the guy. It's about your behavior around the guy.
Yeah.
And she's saying all these things, trying to defend herself, whatever. I get a call the next day from Lindsay. And Lindsay is like, hey, I heard you're upset. I heard there's all these things and I want to address it with you. And at that point, I was really just done. Like, I was like, I don't really care what the truth is. Like, there's so much stuff that has happened this year, because now we're in like August, September. I'm like, there's so much stuff that has happened this year. I have to take a step back from this. And she's like, no, you don't understand. Like, everyone else got the story wrong. That's not really what happened. And, you know, this, you know, we had these conversations and this is what was said and had this whole story. And I was like, okay, if that is what's happened, and she's explained that it's happening all over, you know, socials, like DMing, all this stuff. And I go, if that's what's really happening, do you mind sending it to me? Because at this point, I feel like there's been so much nonsense told to me. I don't know how to, I don't know what to believe. And she proceeded to tell me that she had, and I don't want to make light of this, a suicidal episode the night before this conversation that we're having, and decided that she was going to delete everything on her phone so she had nothing to show me. And it was all voice memos anyway that were no longer there. Well, that right there is not true, because you showed the other person written text 2 days before. So I know that even in what you're saying right now, you're not telling me the truth. The other thing is, you live 1 block away from me. You said it was a whole deal. All these people were called. Like, why wasn't I called? And I literally just said to her, I go, I'm so sorry you went through that. I wish nothing but the best from you, but I have to take a step back from this relationship, because you have to understand how much that does not sound like the truth. And I don't want to take anything away from you or what's going on with you or whatever's happening, but I quite simply cannot be here for this anymore. And, you know, we went on to work together for several months after that. And I started getting these whispers. One, I went to an event that she was also had a couple months later. One of my dear friends came up to me and was like, so you two aren't talking? Lindsay says you're jealous of her. All this stuff. And I'm like, sure.
Whatever she needs me to be.
Whatever she needs me to be.
In her story.
Yeah. And I'm at work. We're both at the same workplace. I'm not talking to anybody about what's happening between us. I'm not saying I can't work with her. I'm not, every time I see her, I'm like, hey, honey, how are you?
Yeah.
What, checking in with her, whatever. She's no longer working there. She stops working there, and everyone's coming forward and is like, so I heard this, that, and the other about.
So she was talking about.
She was telling everybody some convoluted version of the story, and I'm like, one, guys, that's so unprofessional of her, because she and I are so much older than all of you guys. 2, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
And 3, whatever.
If I could say something on her part, it would just be, could you imagine how much differently this would have gone if she had just accepted responsibility for it in the first place? If she was like, hey girl, I was a shitty friend to you.
I was dealing with some issues.
I know that I'm fucked up. This has nothing to do with you. I got to work on my own shit. Yes, I'm jealous. Yes, I was trying to talk to that guy because it made me feel good. Like, there is a freedom that comes from admitting that you're wrong.
Correct.
And I think people that get defensive and cannot admit that they are wrong in those situations continue to dig themselves deeper and deeper and deeper into the hole. And clear, like, this is such a great example of that, because it was not just the one thing. It was the one thing plus the other thing plus the jealousy plus the lies plus all the other things that just, like, you in some world, you guys could still be friends if she was just like, holy shit, hey, I'm dealing with some jealousy right now, and I'm so sorry, and I got to figure this shit out, and I'm so sorry that I was not a good friend to you, and I went after that guy that you said you liked, and that's that, and I got to figure my shit out.
Well, the funny thing about that is after we had that conversation where I was like, I have to take a step back.
Yeah.
I have to take space from this. We still worked together for several months after that, and she and I were alone working. And she looked at me and she goes, so are you and I ever going to talk? Are you and I ever going to figure this out? And I just looked at her and I said, exactly what you said. I said, you don't like me. The way you've treated me this past year, the things that you have done, you do not like me. For whatever reason. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Maybe I did something that you didn't like. Maybe there are things I need to apologize for, but like the way you behaved with me and the way you treated me, you don't like me, and you did things to me because you didn't like me. If I've done something to you that I need to apologize for, it's not, I didn't do it because I didn't like you. I did it because I made a mistake unknowingly. And if that's what that is, because she said, she goes, you're right, I was really angry with you, and I do have things that we need to talk about, and like, and it
but
was,
now she's let it get to a point where it's like, you have done so much to me that like I don't even care to address what's going on, because like that's like a really true disconnect in a friendship where you're just like, I don't even care to fix it anymore.
Yeah,
because you went out to hurt me, and you went out and you chose to continue to lie to me, and you chose to not take responsibility for things. Because even in that time when she was like, are we going to fix this? Are we going to whatever? Are we going to do this? There was never a point of like, I have things I need to apologize for, and I'm sorry, and I love you, and I miss you. It was, you don't know the whole story. Are we going to talk? Can I make dinner and have you over and explain to you what really happened? And I'm like, I don't know how you can, I don't know how many other people can get the story wrong but you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, sister?
it's also just so disappointing when you feel like people do get the wrong story about you. Right? Like, it's like people have all these different perceptions of you. And obviously this Lindsay's situation is so insane because she's harnessing some very, very deep resentment towards you. But I think the theme is very common. It's like people have these ideas of who they think you are. I mean, I am sure if we go out in Nashville, we would run into somebody that thinks poorly of us because of maybe one interaction they've had with us, or something that they've heard about us, or whatever it may be.
And maybe I did do something mean to Lindsay. I mean, like, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I don't. And it certainly, if I ever did something that she got upset about or that led to this festering, it was certainly never something I did with cruel intent. And it was certainly not something I did knowingly.
Correct. And that is unfortunately the issue. It's like an issue of poor communication, where she's taking all of these perceived blows from you and internalizing them and harboring them and not communicating like, hey, that might have hurt my feelings, or hey, I feel like you didn't choose me, or like, hey, I am like feeling this type of way, and then taking it out on you in such a like negative and like hurtful way, out of pocket, like out of nowhere. And it's just like all of a sudden you are the bad guy, and I'm going to now do these things to, at the end of the day, in turn hurt you. Like going after that guy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that there is a penis in the world that could make me want to like screw over my friends, where I would get satisfaction that he chose me over you guys. Like that is such a weird mindset to have. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, and then like to have someone walk up to me when we're both at this event and tell me that the explanation you gave them was that I was jealous. Like that's, and because by the way, that event was in September of that year. So we had gone through the dinner. We had gone through there has been so many things that you had done at that point. Your summary of this situation is that I'm jealous of you.
It's still a negative perception of you that she's spreading about you.
And when we're at this girls trip, like the things that she was saying about people were not kind. The stuff that she was saying about me was downright nasty. It was like the only reason why I ever even had a semblance of like a music career or anything was because of my family's money, like that I wasn't really talented. Like
Sheyda can sing.
Girl, sing right now. Come on.
No.
Give us the national anthem.
The national anthem. Go on.
Give us the national anthem.
Sing it.
No.
Just being bashful.
I'm just bashful.
No. But no. That wasn't me, just for the record. But
it was Summer.
It just was like, I don't even know how, like, there is no addressing this. There is no addressing this. And I have no inkling to like go backwards.
Question, does this do anything, like, did that do anything for you, trigger anything for you in terms of friendships? Because this was a person that was like a quote unquote friend.
Oh, she was in the inner circle.
Like, you know, she was very close. I mean, she was at your birthday party. Like,
yes,
this was a person that was very close to us. Did that do anything for your trust with friends, or did you feel like this was such a like one-off situation?
It was such a one-off situation
because it's so insane.
And I don't know if there was just, you know, she had been. I'm gonna give this to her. She had been through a lot. I'm not gonna take that away from her. But it had gotten to a point where she was so invested in everything that had been done to her. she didn't care about getting better. Like, I think she just wanted to be bitter and angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like,
Some people do.
And I had been there and I had supported her for years. And I think we all had in our own ways. And I was like, you can only bite the hand that reaches down to pull you up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to pull you up this ladder with me, girl. And you have burnt my fingers every time this past 8 months I've reached down to fucking hold your hand. Like, every opportunity I gave, you fucked me.
Yeah.
And then like she made posts later where they aren't necessarily directed at anybody, but it felt like it was kind of like, you know, people were removed from my life because they were supposed to be removed from my life. And I'm like, okay, well, what?
You're like, snip, bitch. I cut you off.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I also think like the way that you handled the situation, you were very comfortable with being misunderstood by the people that she was kind of like telling these stories. So you're like, if that's what she's saying to you, okay. Like, I think you guys are, not you guys, but like you are very good with being, or you at least present with being misunderstood in the sense that like, you know how you feel about the situation. You know the like understanding of what happened in your view, and you understand that like people that are in your life know how you operate. And I think that's a very like secure feeling to have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you can tell someone in my circle a bad story about me and they believe it, that person's just not going to be in my circle anymore.
I'm gonna start telling crazy stories about you.
Good, bitch. But you know what I mean? I'm like, because I know damn well, and that was what happened. She said bad things about me to people who love me and know me. So the first thing they did was turn around and go, hey girl, what the fuck is this?
And what good friends those are.
Yeah.
And what good friends those are.
The tough thing though is like when you put it on a larger scale, especially with what we're doing now, of things getting misconstrued with what we're saying.
Yeah.
And the internet kind of taking their own like run on the story. I genuinely, I'm online. I see a lot of stuff.
Are you on Reddit?
I'm on Reddit, girl. I'm on Reddit. And the most recent thing that I'm like, oh my God, people online are actually crazy, was when there was a situation of a video that was posted where we genuinely had no idea what was happening. And it got misconstrued.
Wait, can you explain it a little better? Happening in what way?
Okay.
Was it the
I don't think
the snow day?
The snow day.
It was a snow day video.
Can you explain? I want to explain what happened afterwards, but can you explain the video and the like controversy like in a clear way?
Yes, I will explain this. So this was, I'll give this one. This can be Madeline's villain edit story.
Perfect.
So the trend that was going around was like it was like the clapping video, and you like every time the person claps in front of the video camera, there's like a different person dancing. There's a different person jumping. We're hammered. It's a snow day in Nashville, where it's me and Madeline and Nick, and we're out in front of Tin Roof,
Blacked out.
making a video. These random girls on the street come by. I don't, she doesn't, we don't know them from Adam and Eve. You could put a gun to my head, sweetie, and I would not have been able to tell who they were.
It was a girls' moment where we just felt like, oh my God, these girls are jumping in and we're all dancing, we're all being silly, like, ha ha ha.
Yep, we edited the video.
We didn't even edit the video.
No.
This is the crazy part.
Summer edited the video.
Wasn't
I was
even
away.
there.
I wasn't a part of the snow day. I was somewhere else. I was in New York having my own snow day. I get the video. I go, amazing. I know how to edit this. Let's do it. I edit it. I send it back to you guys. Somebody posts it.
Yep.
Not thinking twice about it. Madeline, take it away.
No, there's more. Like, what's a layer to it?
So the layer to it is that in the video was a female who is connected to someone we do not associate with. We didn't know that they were connected. We didn't know anything about this. Nor
My
did
eyes
we
weren't even
care.
open for the video.
Yeah, my eyes. Yeah, I was blind.
My eyes were
I
crossed.
was
That's my
blacked
new
out.
thing. I was cross-eyed.
Yeah.
My eyes were crossed,
And
gone.
it blew up on Reddit.
Yes. So then everyone in Reddit is conspiring together about how we knew this girl and the relationship she had, and we chose to put her in our video, and we were all at Tin Roof at the same time. We had to know she was
Yeah,
there.
someone was like, I was in Tin Roof. They spent the whole afternoon together.
It was bonkers. I'm not joking. I've never been in a situation
So
where
untrue.
I've like just seen a situation unroll that I was a part of, and I'm like, this is everything here is a lie. Everything you guys are saying is
like
just
not one thing was correct.
no.
Doesn't it kind of make you go though, like, oh, all this internet drama
Yes.
with other people, you go, they don't like, you know how on TMZ they'll be like, Justin Bieber at the same restaurant as freaking Beyonce. They're obviously and it's like, no, they're not.
Yes.
They didn't
That's
plan
how
it. They
far-
didn't know about it. They didn't see each other. They didn't know that they were there at the same
They were
time.
there 4 hours apart from each other, but they'll make a story out of it.
That's how far-fetched it felt. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, it gave me such a good reality check of how disconnected the internet is from real life.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, nobody knows what's actually going on. And it genuinely gave me a sense of peace where I'm like, okay, people that are in these threads, that are commenting in the comment section, making up these stories are genuinely out of touch. And I thank you because you are feeding our engagement, but you are stupid. You're dumb. And you're lonely in a basement somewhere.
Well, and there's a bunch of people sitting there lying, being like, I saw them together all afternoon.
Yeah, they were buddy.
I never saw that girl before in my life.
Yeah. Hey, sister friend, you didn't see us together. And you be lying and God sees you. So
Yes.
I saw you and God sees you and you better fucking take it back, little liar.
Correct. But I think it's really hard because I am so sensitive to how other people perceive me. I never want to, and this is something Sheyda will disagree. I never want to hurt someone else's feelings. Sheyda, in her own way, is okay if she hurts someone's feelings because if it's something she believes in, I'm like a little more sensitive. I'm a little more sensitive, and probably to a fault.
we love her for it.
In a negative way. I think it's two ends of the spectrum here. It holds me back in so many ways, and not in a good way. So this year we're getting crazy on the podcast. I'm saying crazy things, and I'm gonna hurt some feelings. So get ready for it.
I think that's so great.
You know, I actually do. I feel so good about it. I feel so free.
That's incredible. And that's such a growth from the John and Claire episode because you were so heartbroken.
Oh, you bitches in the comments were hurting my feelings.
They were so mean. They were so mean about us, mostly me, but they were mean about you too. And it was, I fought somebody one day for a little bit, but I'm like, you guys don't even know what you're talking about.
No.
I think one of the best things about, I think you have to have a level of knowing yourself and knowing who you are and knowing that like, hey, I am a good person. Hey, I can be all these things. I'm going to maybe say the wrong thing. I'm going to disappoint people sometimes. I'm going to hurt some people's feelings sometimes, but I'm still a good person. Like this is something I've talked about in therapy. It's like, we're not all one thing. We're not all good. We're not all bad. It's like, you can be a really good person and a really kind and optimistic and blah, 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 all these types of things and still hurt somebody's feelings sometimes and still say the wrong things sometimes. And that's okay. And I feel like being in the public eye and being on social media and being on a podcast and all these things, we are putting ourselves out there so much. I've even gotten flack from like my own family members, which is like, that is a disappointing thing, right? Like, it's like those are the people that you kind of hope champion you the most. But I'm going to be so honest. Like I've had people that have been like, oh, well, like, you know, maybe you should think about what you're putting out there. And it's like, I don't think you understand the vision then because I'm going to say some crazy things. I may say it in the moment and it feels so right in the moment. And I may look back in 3 months and go, okay, maybe I don't align with that anymore, but I'm not going to feel like sorry or pity myself or whatever it is.
No.
It's like we're all kind of like figuring it out as we go. We're going to hurt some people. We're going to get viewed poorly sometimes, especially like, I mean, as Sheyda and I are dating, like this is a whole nother layer of it, which is like,
And we've touched on it before.
Which is like, we're potentially, and this is kind of unfortunate, but like there are some people that are not going to want to touch us or like, you know, touch us in the sense of like, you know,
like
not physically,
the proverbial of like,
right. They're not going to want to engage with us because of this platform. And I think that's okay, but it's something that we're choosing to do. And I think like the right people will find us.
Yeah.
But I think this whole conversation whittles down to the fact that like, it's okay sometimes to be viewed as the villain. It is okay sometimes to get a bad edit because if you know yourself, if you know who you are, if you feel so confident and like guys, we're great friends. Like there is really very rare things that maybe nothing that you guys could say to me that I would think that you are saying maliciously to me at this point. Sheyda, you can give me the hard truth bombs. Madeline, you can be like, you're being a bitch or whatever. You're hurting my feelings. And I'm going to say, I love you guys. And I know that like we have the best intentions for each other.
I have 2 thoughts.
Yeah.
One, this weekend on our batch trip, we went around and like said our word about Taylor, and then we also gave advice, and someone said the best advice you can have in any relationship is to always assume good intentions.
The best of your partner.
It's like it's something I tell myself all the time when I get like my anxious. I'm like, oh, I read this text in a mean tone. I'm like I have to check myself constantly of like, this is not an attack on me. I'm just being like, I'm over analyzing it. But like, you constantly have to assume the best intentions of the people that love you.
Yes.
Obviously you have a guard with people we don't know.
Sure.
But I think it's such an easy way to like be more malleable with the people that you love.
Yeah, I agree.
But also I think circling back to the knowing yourself and being confident in like your own opinions and your own ideas and that you can be a good person. I think personally, I hold so much shame in like the things I've done in the past, or like when I've acted poorly or not in my best interest, that I hold myself to such a higher standard of like never wanting to like hurt someone's feelings again, or like say the wrong thing again, that I limit myself and how I behave now because of thank you because of how I have acted like previously. But I obviously cannot punish myself forever, and I don't think that anyone should. I think you have such a good, not that you don't, but like I think you're just like naturally like, oh, that is me in the past and I don't know that bitch anymore. But I think some of like reminding yourself like, I am a good person, I am a good friend, I am not a bad person, I lead with love in so many ways that I have to just accept like things in the past happen the way they happened, and like I don't need to keep punishing myself for them.
Yeah. We're all evolving. I think that's like I think that's what I love about my friends, you guys especially, is I think you guys are so good at like, you guys always constantly want to evolve into a better version of yourself. And I think that's so important. And I love surrounding myself with friends like you. So
I
guys,
wanted to say one other thing, because it affected me, that you said that even your family has said things. Yeah. And even like today, like when we were on our Zoom, like my dad was like, I think we just concentrate on making the podcast because we were like, because we were worried about husbands, and he's like, I think we just worry about it. And like he says it as a joke, but it is like, it's like those are real fears that we have.
Yeah.
And I love, God, I'm gonna lose this, but you said something. Oh, I'm not gonna have it. I'm so mad.
We're not in a rush.
Talking about it.
Yeah, no rush.
Was it about finding a partner and how it's like a deterrent and how we're all going to end up alone?
No, it was, you said everyone makes fun of it until it's real, until it becomes what we envisioned.
Can I clarify what I say?
Yes.
It's only weird until it works.
Thank you.
And even your dad said it today, where he was like, he said the podcast might be a deterrent for you two, but just wait until it takes off. And that's all you have to worry about. Because not that, again, we want like people that are only, because it will take off, that are coming after our two big bad baddies over here for their podcast success.
Our big titties and our fat asses. Oh, sorry, you mean our big podcasts?
Yeah, our big podcasts. But you know what I mean? Like there is an air of like, okay, well now it's a successful podcast. And now it's like people are like reinforcing that it's good. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, but I think that, the right people are, like you said, the right people are going to find us. And it is scary when there are people out here judging us or taking our words out of context or making us feel insecure or small or scared about the thing that we're doing.
Yeah.
And I think we always have to remember that we have taken time to cultivate relationships with each other and to believe in each other and to do something that is scary and to put ourselves out there in a way that is incredibly difficult. And the right people will see that and will appreciate us and will know us for who we truly are and where our hearts really lie. I think that's the important thing.
And I think that's like applicable to anything in your life. Like, yes, obviously we are putting ourselves on a large platform in terms of the podcast, but that's making a big change in your life. That's quitting your job. That's starting posts on social media. It's breaking up with the person you've been in a long-term relationship for. There's so many things that I think we allow how we think other people are going to perceive us dictate the decisions that we make. And like remembering, like you said, at the end of the day, we're good people. The people that are in our lives know who we are and love us and care about us and understand like what's actually happening in our lives rather than how the like random people that we went to high school with or that we worked with 5 years ago that still follow us on social media, like what their opinion of us is.
Yeah. Agreed.
Guys, if you have a villain edit story, if you have something as fantastical or even crazier than the things you've heard today, write us, tell us. We want to tell the world. We'll keep it anonymous. We want to know about it.
Lindsay writes in. She's like,
Lindsay, we're looking at you, girl.
Gentle reader.
Please just let it. Please, I'm gonna cry.
Guys, thank you so much. Please like, follow, subscribe, share with all of your friends. It means so much to us. Please rate our podcast on all the platforms that you can. We love you so much. Tell a friend, tell your mother, tell your grandma, tell a coworker. We want to keep bringing you episodes, and we are so excited to do so. Love you so much, and we'll see you next time.